Mastercook Zambia, your premier cooking competition. Previously on Mastercook Zambia. The judges Alessandra, Nick and Pixy tasted the food prepared by each of the teams. Alongside them, a restaurant full of diners sampled the food and also gave their feedback. Compliments were given where due, but each team was served with a fair portion of critique. Tonight we will see Alessandra, Nick and Pixy sit with Team Darrow, Team Martin B and Team Martin N to give them a chance to discuss what went right and what went wrong. Welcome to Mastercook Zambia, your premier cooking competition.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our feedback session. And really, the importance of this session is to work on the weak points and to know what we did well and what didn't do well. This is the time when we're going to tell you what we think about how we performed yesterday, and it's based on our collective judgment as a team of judges here, and also the feedback that we got from the guests that we were serving. So this team, you made us, as you remember, you made us beef dumplings as a starter. I'll skip the main, I'll go to the dessert. The strawberry cheesecake was very good. From the reviews, one would even go to the extent of saying it was probably the best dish of the night. So well done on that. But if I go back to the pasta wasn't so great. From a technical point of view, there was just too much sauce in there, and the taste, maybe fusilli is not exactly, this dry pasta. Maybe if you had cooked your own pasta, maybe things would have been totally different. But the pasta wasn't impressive. It wasn't wow. In fact, we could use even stronger words than that in terms of describing the pasta.
Hold on there. I think your words were strong enough.
So that didn't come out very well. But the dumpling was okay in terms of skill that was displayed in putting that together, putting the pastry and all the blending in the mince and the herbs and the stuff that could still come through. And the presentation was brilliant. So well done, guys. You did well.
They still look like they're concerned about the pasta and not the dumplings.
In addition to what Nick says, your dessert was excellent. Very good presentation. It just melted in the mouth. I'd have loved to have some more of that. The pasta, I think there were a lot of tomatoes in it, and that you could actually test the acidity in the dish. I think you could do better than that.
Let's see what Alessandra has to say.
Okay, I skipped the pasta because as an Italian I could use very bad words to describe the plate. But the team was working perfectly for me. The leader was giving instruction in a very, very good way, knowing what everybody could do, and they were working like in a normal kitchen on a normal night, not even a busy night. So it was really impressive how the team worked together.
and also the time management was very good. I mean, you guys were ahead of time in most of the dishes that were being called. We didn't experience bottlenecks in terms of delivery there, so which is evidence that there was sufficient prep and your mise en place were very good. So well done to you.
Pixie doesn't look like she agrees with Nick, but then again, she did vote for another team last episode. And though the dessert was excellent and the dumplings were good, their pasta dish could cost them dearly. That's a wrap for Team Daryl's feedback.
Hummingbird, nature's gift, a quality product from Californian Beverages.
When you think water, think Aquamax. Aquamax, healthy drinking water, a product from Californian Beverages.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This afternoon, our task is just to give you feedback in terms of how it performed and the results of your cooking test. You remember you cooked the tomato paste, followed by the beef medallions, followed by the lemon and mango cheesecake. The feedback in terms of the food, your weakest dish there was the dessert. The lemon and the mango didn't really come through the way you would have expected on the cheesecake. But definitely your flagship was the beef. The beef as a dish was well presented. The steak was holding up and enough flavors and sauce for you to taste the meat. Although there could be issues which seem to come through on the feedback that you had from your guests, that there was no consistency. If they ask for medium, one of the medallions might be medium and the other one might be a bit well done, and the food was cold. So I think that's to do with the way we were snacking and probably how much time it took to get to the table. But that we didn't mark you down on that because we can't pinpoint and say exactly where it went wrong in terms of getting food to cold. The tomato bisque, according to us, was balanced and delivered what was expected. Yeah, we have some mixed feedback in terms of some people who didn't like it, who say it was a bit sweet and so on. But we believe that's expected because it's very much an acquired taste. Any tomato soup, any sort that you're going to make, it's a bit of an acquired taste. It's not like mushroom soup or something like that everybody just likes. If you're making a creamy mushroom soup, almost anybody can have that. So you did well on the soup. You did well on the beef. We don't think you did very well on the dessert. So that's something to work on, to try and improve on that. I don't know if my fellow judges have got additional comments.
In addition to what Nick said on the consistency in the medallions, what you need to remember is that when somebody asks for medium rare, both of them should be medium rare, because if one is well done, the time it takes from the kitchen to the table, it gets cooler, and the more cooler a meat gets, the harder it becomes. You see, so then you end up having a well done hard meat. So you really need to work on the consistency.
I just want to add something about the team, how you work together, because this is part of our consideration. The leader, I think, is a big leader. Maybe too big and too bossy for you for the first time you work together. That's what I noticed. I'm sure in his own kitchen is a perfect leader. But I thought that, working together for the first time is not easy. So my personal opinion, having a restaurant, I think the leader should have considered that. But at the end of the day and the night, we say, okay, you did a good job, because what it was coming out, apart of the dessert that it was kind of a disaster, but it was good. So it means that you manage at the end to work together.
Things might be going better for Team Martin M than Team Daryl. At least their beef medallions and the tomato bisque rated good, even though the lemon and mango cheesecake was labeled a disaster. Up next, we review Team Martin B.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to our feedback session, where we will tell you what we think of the food that you prepared, and also what your guests thought of the food, because our feedback that we're giving you is not just based on us, our consensus here, but it's also including what your guest said. I note one of your colleagues is not here, but
Just get on with it, Nick. Please.
I'm sure we'll pass on to circumstances. We will pass on that comment to Jamie, who's not with us this afternoon. Overall, we know that you're working in difficult conditions in a kitchen that you're not familiar with, but you prepared food, it went very well, and the feedback, particularly on the pork, was very good. The shrimp and papaya, I think the guests were expecting a lot more wow effect, which wasn't there. It was acceptable, it was edible, it was not bad, but it didn't have the wow surprise factor that people would expect when they hear shrimp and papaya salad. They would expect a lot more from that. The banoffee pie, technically it was just the issue of the crust. The crust was hard, and in some cases it was too thick. The general feeling was that it was too thick, it was too hard. But it was presented well, and it was appreciated as a dish. So I would say you guys did well. On the leadership side, the style, I think in terms of Chef Martin being in charge, so let everybody do what they do, which has its own strength and has its own weaknesses. But we found that the banoffee pie was taking too long to come out. I think you noticed the way there were three desserts, and one of them is a banoffee pie, the other two come out. I don't know whether it was to do with prep, or it was to do with coordination, or it was to do with what. But yeah, the leadership and the putting together could have been a bit better as well. I'll leave my fellow judges to add on a few more comments there.
Are you sure you expressed yourself enough?
I don't have much to add on
Not surprised, especially after Nick.
what Nick has said, except to say that the banoffee pie was excellent. It actually melted the crust just melted in your mouth. The only problem is that it was too thick. The crust was actually thicker than the topping. And I felt that you could have done better than that.
That's a bit of an awkward pause. Up next is Alessandra.
I don't have much to add. Maybe on the leadership. A team has to work as a team. You did work well, but I think as a leader, Marty, you should have run the team in a better way, working more together than doing each one separate things. That's the only thing that I say I can add.
Yeah. And the last comment I'll make is about the chicken. Chicken, which we put in to replace the pork, as a big mistake. We should have stayed away from that. Not entirely your fault, but at the end of the day, it was underwhelming. That dish on its own was underwhelming.
Could this be the harshest feedback? Underwhelming chicken and shrimp salad with no wow. Let's see how the results stack up.
Aquamax Healthy Drinking Water, a quality product from Californian Beverages.
Let's take it to the max. A quality product from Californian Beverages.
And now, for the elimination round.
Gents, again, we meet, and this time is to deliver the news of which team we believe is safe from elimination completely. We believe that all the teams presented well, but unfortunately there can only be one winner. And in this case, Daryl's team is the winning team. So Daryl, you're free to go. Thank you.
Now, wait a minute. Is that all? Look at the smile on Daryl's face as he struts out. I feel sorry for the Martin.
The second part is really to find the weakest link.
That's a whole other show. Now, moving on.
The reason we say it's the weakest link is because we do not want a situation where we are saying we do not appreciate what somebody has done. But as a team, you know where you as a team leader, you felt you were let down in terms of the person didn't fit in, the person wasn't really equipped with the skills that could help the team to move forward, or the team dynamics were being affected by this one person. So before I tell you what we think or who we believe your teams are, and before I tell you what the votes say, I want to hear from yourselves. Martin, who would you say is your weak in your team?
Probably before I could even get to that, I think there are two scenarios. I'm looking at one that I think didn't really have that kind of the force that would be needed. The skill was there, but it appears the menu was totally new to that person. And then you cannot sit down and then start teaching somebody in that kind of arrangement.
Martin M and I seem to agree. Why not change the menu?
And then the other angle is where somebody feels, because they know it this way, they always want to go that way without really getting the opinions of others. Even though when they get those opinions, they still feel their opinion
Is always right.
So those are the two scenarios that I'm faced with.
Okay.
Yes. So with these kind of two individuals, then it becomes very, very difficult to
weigh.
Yes.
Aren't you the boss?
But as head chef, you've looked at the two scenarios. So obviously you can weigh that. Now weigh those two scenarios and tell us, in your opinion, who you think is the weakest between the two that you have identified.
Teamwork, I believe, is...
Come on, give us an answer.
Having your own individual skill and you're bringing it into this school, and then you are able to learn. But if you already have a skill and then you still feel you can stand alone, then there's a problem. So that is what I noticed in Chef Wizzy. He's very good, he's brilliant, but I just felt if there could have been that coordination where you are able to say, look, I'm coming from this background, my colleagues are coming from this background, these are their suggestions. How do I blend their suggestions and mine so that what we come up with is a way kind of product, not me. It is me who did this, and everybody should know that. So that is what I like.
And the other person was which person registered a letter of interest? What you will discuss is within us. It's not,
Yes,
out of here.
I can hear you.
Chef Richard didn't seem to really know where to fit in. Because at the beginning of the program, I called them and said, look, this is our menu. And the chef always told me point blank, I'm very bad at dessert, so can I do this stuff? So I said, that'll be fine. Then Chef Jamie said he was going to do the dessert, which again I thought, I wanted to know how he knew it from the way I know it, so that I can come up with something simple and presentable. So I let him do the dessert, although it came out different from what I thought. Then I decided that I was going to do the pork chops, and I assigned the chateau potatoes to Chef Kakoma. Then Richard had to do the sauce. But he seemed to have problems even if...
With the sauce, even with the sauce.
Yes, even if you ask him that, okay, I think here, can you do this? Or can you help with the presentation? Because at one point I remember asking him to help Chef Wizzy with the plating. It didn't come out. You could see that these two plates have been done by two different people.
Yeah.
So he had that in place.
Right. So Chef Wizzy and Chef Richard are Martin B's weakest links.
Okay. So if you look at the two scenarios that you've given us, would you say that if both parties were cancelled on their weaknesses, who would you then say would still be the weakest link?
Chef Richard.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was saying on my team, I think it's Chef Chrispin. He was the weakest of all the chefs I had. And, for him, he's still training. He still needs more training. I saw that other chefs know better than him, and they performed better than him. So his performance was very good, delivered, but I think he was the weakest.
On plating or on actual cooking?
Cooking and what I can say, cooking.
Presentation?
He wasn't plating, he was just like asking to do that, but you could tell that other things he doesn't understand when it comes to cooking also. You can find him do mistakes, so correct that as well.
You do not want this thing to end up being who said what, who did what. It will never be like that. will keep this as professional and as objective as possible. So the judges will communicate the decision accordingly. Thank you.
And now, the judges deliberate.
Clearly from what we heard from the head chef, Martin Lee, is that he identified two that were the weakest in his team, and having weighed, he opted for one, and that is the guy that he worshipped. So obviously we have to look at those two weakest and decide on that.
Yeah, and I think taking into account the votes, the individual votes and our observations, I mean, I observed the guys working in the kitchen. I would tend to agree that Chef Richard is the one that
I agree.
So we have a decision. So Chef Richard is the one who's going to go from that team. Maybe next time he can find the space and the time to learn things that we need to learn for the kind of competition that we need to go to. But on the other team, what do you think?
On the other team, I think it's difficult because having a boss in the kitchen, for sure, the other people they weren't happy. But we have to consider the skills. And we were in the kitchen, we saw, and then I think that what the leader of the team said about Chrispin, I agree that maybe he needs a little bit more experience to go ahead and participate in a competition like that.
So that's our second person who will recommend that must go is Chef Chrispin, and maybe he will find time when he's got a bit more experience and he can come into this kind of thing. Okay, so we've got our two people, Chrispin and Richard are the two people that will lead the show.
After the break, the teams find out who's safe and who isn't.
It's in the juice. Just juice. Real juice. When you think water, think Aquamax. Aquamax, healthy drinking water. A product from Californian Beverages.
Guys, we did a very good job. I'm proud of you guys. Unfortunately, we are not safe. We didn't make it, and one of us have to leave the team.
To my team, it was a pleasure working with you guys last night. We pulled it off, and I've got some news to tell you that we ain't going
It was awesome working with you guys. It was the first time we met. I think it was a very good job. Excellent performance. Very competent, very talented. But unfortunately we are not very safe, and one of us will have to leave, unfortunately. Okay.
Hello guys, but bad news to tell you. As I told you, one of us is going to leave us. Please don't feel very bad to say you are very bad than the others. We always say we work as a team. This is because of the ballot and the judge's decision. So the person who's going to leave us is Chrispin.
Chrispin looks disappointed as his teammates try to console him. He has come to the untimely end of his Mastercook journey.
To my team, it's very hard that you have to announce that one of us will have to win. Great performance. Very happy with what we put up last night, and this is not in any way to demean or degrade the person to leave, but that's just the way the whole program has been structured. And just an encouragement to the one to leave, please don't feel bad, don't shy away, keep up the spirit, and the sky is just a limit to all of us. We are all wired for greater things, and this is just the beginning. And unfortunately, the person to leave is Richard.
Chef Richard struggles to come to terms with the news of his departure, as the teammates say their final goodbyes to the leaving chefs.
Richard, how was your experience on Mastercook?
Well, I'd like just to thank God for making it possible for I to find this present wonderful opportunity to be here in Lusaka to attend this Master Chef competition. As far as I know, this competition was tough. We did not really, because we were working as the group. And as you know, I was working as a group. We were able to interact with each person and to ask where you are good in and where you are not good in. So for me, I'd like to say that this competition has taught me enough, and I'm really pretty sure that wherever I'm going back to Sparta, so that at least I've done something, because I was working with very, very big people, very huge, of which they were so good to me. They were treating me as if I'm their own child. My boy, do this, do this. So for that, in fact, I really thank and the organizers, Abigail and Flavian and all the team and all my colleagues. In fact, have been, and the driver will be carrying us here and to where we are lodging there. That's good, in fact. For what I can say is, I just want to thank you once more, and that this won't end here. At least we're gonna do another things better.
Mr. Chrispin, how do you feel being eliminated at this stage?
Yeah, I feel bad, but now for first and foremost, I would like to thank God as at least provided me time to come and participate here. It's not an easy thing. From there, I would like to thank you, honorable members of the staff, to cooperate together. Anyway, we tried by all means to make it, but I couldn't make it because it was a tough point. You know, I was just an amateur now doing things, even though I know some other things, but we are asking, can I do this? My brother do this, do that. So we are running time, we go that side, we do this, we go that side, but also the same, we have at least learn some other things which we didn't know by that time, you know. Because even though we had some ideas, but we have yet to learn some other things which I didn't know. So that whenever I go back, I'll go and we did this, this is how they do it. Secondly, even if I've been eliminated, I have to have a spirit of determination. It shouldn't that this is the end. I have to go again, practice, because practice makes the effect. So for this one, I shouldn't feel good. I have to. This is all about my issue.
Thank you so much, Chrispin. We look forward to seeing you.
Good.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Chrispin and Richard are out. Join us next week for the Untitled Chapter.
Okay, Mastercook chefs, you are now going to select the dishes that you are going to cook. And this is the way we'll do it. You will be asked to pick a number from any of these cups, these cups, these cups, and those cups. That will make 3 dishes. Once you've picked your numbers, you may then go into the pantry and pick the ingredients for the dish that you've picked. And all the ingredients are provided. When you see what you have picked, pick that particular pot, and that is what you have to cook.
Each chef will prepare a traditional dish. How will they fare? Will they crack under the pressure of cooking Matabeto style? Join us next week on Mastercook Zambia. Welcome to Mastercook Zambia, your premier cooking competition.